We had a caller named the Provoker who used to joke with Les Levine that the Browns should take a quarterback in every round when they were trying to find their franchise quarterback. That was the way to get a quarterback and be sure of it. Jeff Risdon from BrownsWire.com has mocked a cornerback to the Browns in every round. And I get the idea, Jeff. It's the Browns are going to take some cornerbacks. These are some guys to listen out for. First round, Greg Newsome. Tell me what you like about him from Northwestern.
Really, really smart player. Probably the most instinctive player in terms of coverage in both man and zone of any corner in this draft. Very good athlete, tested better than expected, but shows on the field also that he's a very good athlete, very smart player. The big knock on him is that he doesn't make a lot of plays. So he only had one interception in 3 seasons. And he also missed some time. He missed at least 3 games in each of his 3 years. That's one of the reasons why this is a top 15 caliber talent who would be available for the Browns at number 26. There are some questions there, but if he stays on the field, he would be a home run pick. This is a very, very good, smart, NFL-ready football player coming out of a Northwestern program where Pat Fitzgerald coached him up the right way. Has that Midwest mindset to him that would play very well in Cleveland. Really, really like the player a lot.
Let's talk a little bit about the guy in the second round, Asante Samuel Jr. Football fans will recognize the name, the son of the Asante Samuel cornerback in the NFL.
Yeah, and isn't it crazy how recently it seemed that Asante Samuel Sr. was playing? It makes me feel a little crazy that his son is a draft pick. He's the exact same size as his father. And if you remember his dad, he played outside even though he was small. He made it work in the NFL, especially in his Patriots heyday, was a really, really good playmaker. His son is a little bit different. He's not necessarily the ball hawk that the old man was, but he can definitely get at it. Very good in his route recognition, very good at playing in zone, coordinating with the safeties and the other cornerbacks in transition zones, things like that. A guy that just doesn't get beat a lot. He also just doesn't make a lot of plays, though, and there's some question about his frame, if it will hold up playing outside or if he needs to come into the slot. And when you take him into the slot, he's not necessarily the quickest or twitchiest athlete. He probably gets inflated a little bit because of who his dad was. It doesn't mean that he's not a good football player. But the second round might be a little rich for me. But if the Browns want him, that's where they're going to have to get him. And he's certainly a guy with a high talent floor. And if you're looking for somebody that isn't going to bust at all, he's a good bet for that.
Give me one or two of the other guys remaining to keep a listen out for, and what you like about them.
Yeah, and the concept here is to give you an idea of what sort of talent level is available at each spot in the draft. If you're not taking a corner in the first round, okay, if I wait till the second, if I wait till the fourth, what am I going to get? And we're doing this with all the different positions. We have pass rushers coming tomorrow. We have pretty much every position except quarterback and running back, because I don't think they're in the market for either of those. One of the guys that's on this list is Rodarius Williams. You might know the name Greedy. As his older brother. Yes, his older brother is being in the draft 2 years after Greedy was drafted. He played at Oklahoma State. Very similar build. Hasn't necessarily had the durability issues, but as a guy, he gets caught peeking in the backfield a lot. He's one of those guys, he either has to be looking at the receiver or at the quarterback. Hasn't necessarily figured out how to handle both of those at the same time. But there's some coachable upside with him. That he'll fit in with his brother in Cleveland. So that's certainly a guy to look at. He's a 5th round pick. I believe I put him in the 5th or the 6th.
6th, yeah.
One of the guys that I really like is Cam Bynum out of California. Natural slot corner, really smart, physical football player. Plays with intensity, plays with passion. Very good open field tackler. That's an underrated attribute for a slot corner. This is a guy who can step in right away into that Kevin Johnson role. I know Troy Hill is there. Hill's very good in the slot. He can also play outside. You can sort of mix and match with those guys. That's a guy, honestly, that would probably be my favorite pick of taking a cornerback and not getting one in the first round, would be settling on a guy like Bynum in the 4th if he's still there. And based on his testing and based on the way that the board looks, there's a fair chance that he'll be there. So that's the one that I would circle right there.